Hey, Cliff Ravenscraft here, and I want to thank you so much for subscribing to the Audio Journal podcast via Patreon. So excited to have you on board. I wanted to create this very brief video to show you how you can add the private Patreon podcast RSS feed or the podcast feed from the Audio Journal into your favorite podcasting app on your mobile phone. Now, I'm going to show you how to do all of this via the iPhone today. And once I'm finished with that, I will come back and I'll share with you a note about how you can do that on your Android phone if you happen to have one of those. So, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to switch over to my computer screen here. And I want to bring up a browser. And you could potentially do all of this on your phone, but this is the easiest way for me to show you how to do this. So, from your desktop browser, go ahead and go to patreon.com/Cliff Ravenscraft. Now, once you are logged into Patreon, you will be able to see a sidebar on the right. Now, if you don't see a sidebar on the right, then just scroll all the way down to the bottom and you will find an area that says audio RSS link. So if you don't have a sidebar on the right, keep scrolling down until you see this below the area that describes the podcast. Oh, and by the way, you do need to be on the overview tab. So if you're on the posts tab, you're not going to see this sidebar with the link in it. If you're on the community tab, you won't see it there. So you need to be on the overview tab. So make sure you head over to patreon.com/Cliff Ravenscraft and make sure that you're over here on the overview tab. As soon as you're over there and you have this sidebar, you'll see it says audio RSS link. What you want to do is click the little button here that says copy link. That's it. And you notice that as soon as I did that, it said copied. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my email client. I use Gmail. And I'm going to compose an email to myself. I'm going to sit there and type in email, and that will put in my email address, link to audio journal. And then I'm going to just paste that right there. And I'm going to email that to myself. All right. Now, of course, if you don't use Gmail, you can use whatever email client that you use. Just email this to yourself so that you can check your email from your phone. I'm now going to open up my phone, and I also use Gmail on my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up and see where it says link to audio journal. I'm going to click on that. I want to hold down and I want to hit copy that URL. And so the first app that I want to show you on the iPhone is the Apple Podcasts app. Now, when you're on the Apple Podcast app, what you're looking for is the feature to subscribe to a podcast via URL. So I'm going to click on the library tab at the bottom. And if normally it's going to show you your shows and all this other stuff, click the edit button at the top and then click where it says add podcast by URL. Tap in there one time and hit paste and hit subscribe. And it says subscribed. So now if I click done, you'll see that the audio journal is there and you'll have access to all of the podcast episodes. All right, so that's how you do it in the Apple Podcasts app. Let's just say you use the Overcast application. So here's Overcast, and these are the podcasts that I currently have in here. You're going to click the plus icon at the top right-hand corner. You're going to see where it says add URL at the top right-hand corner. You're going to click there, hit paste, and then I'm just going to click done. All right, and with that, now you see the audio journal with Cliff Ravenscraft is there. It's got episode 16 is showing, but if I click all, it'll show all the prior episodes as well. Now, this is where I'm going to tell you if you happen to have an Android phone, it should work exactly the same. Pocket Casts is my personal application of choice, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up here. It should be the same for how to do this if you happen to have a Android phone and you're using Pocket Cast. We want to click on the magnifying glass, the Discover button, and in the search bar, you just go ahead and type in or tap in there and hit paste and hit search, and then it's going to show up the audio journal. You click on it and then hit subscribe. It really is that simple. And then Of course, I'm going to take the audio journal and I'm going to drag that up where it normally goes in my thing here. And so now you have the audio journal. So there you go, my friends. That is how I would recommend that you subscribe to the Audio Journal podcast in your favorite application. Now, if you happen to use an application that's different than this for your podcasting, then I would just simply recommend that you find the people who developed that app and ask them, how do I add a podcast by URL? This is a very popular feature. It should be in every application. I'm sure there are a couple out there that probably don't have it, but any podcasting application that you have that's worth its weight should have an add by URL. You simply go to patreon.com/Cliff Ravenscraft, click on that overview tab, and then on the right-hand side, there should be a sidebar that says audio RSS. Click the little button that says copy link. If you don't have a sidebar, make sure you just keep scrolling down under the description. It should be down there below that. Copy that URL, email it to yourself, open that email on your phone, copy that link, and then copy it into one of those places that I just showed you on whichever app you happen to use. Again, thank you so much for subscribing to the Audio Journal podcast. I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, I encourage you to take every area of your life to the next level.